All right. Quite seriously, honestly, I took a little longer to get here from my Instagram, Scoot on Lear Instagram, because I just watched the end of the LSU game. LSU went to Gainesville and beat the sixth-ranked Florida Gators 37-34. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, I'm watching LSU take the lead, and I'm watching LSU play just really sort of thinking, okay, man, they look really great, but can they keep this going? I'm sure Florida's going to come back and put things together. They never did. LSU's defense was just awesome against a Heisman Trophy candidate. Anyway, I'm Scoot. Glad you're with me here tonight on Scoot on the Air YouTube. This is my brand new microphone, which I'm just thrilled to have, and I'll be using this on my radio show on WWL starting on Monday. So the show's going to sound better. I mean, I'm still going to say the same things. That's not going to change. But what I say is going to sound better. I mean, if you don't like my opinions, then you don't like my opinions. The mic's not going to change that. That's stuck here. But my opinions will sound better. And even if you don't like them, they'll sound better with this this cool new mic. So I'm really got a boom mic stand. So I'm really thrilled here. Okay, so let me just, I got a couple of things. This is another episode of The Truth Behind the Microphone. Well, I guess I told you the truth behind this microphone. I just got it in today. And I'll tell you the story here on YouTube. I've told it on Instagram. The Daryl Hall's guitar tech was listening to my radio show when I was talking about how I was having problems with the microphone. And, I'm getting a comment from him right now. He says, you look like a pro and sound sweet. Oh, good. Yeah. Because I had to download some stuff and kind of set it up. But anyway, I'm excited because he was telling me that he had somebody that I could call with Sweetwater Music. Yeah, so I consulted with this guy, and this is what he recommended. And so I've got a mic and the mic stand, and so I'm thrilled. But anyway, I want to thank Doug. He was listening to my show, and he's Daryl Hall's guitar tech of Hall & Oates. And he recommended this guy to me, and I called this guy. And so he directed me to buy this microphone. So that's the truth behind this microphone. But I've got another story about the truth behind the microphone coming up. But first, let me share with you something that a strong Trump supporter mentioned to me today. He said that it's possible. This is something apparently that's going around. It's possible the Supreme Court ruled against President Trump twice this week, 2 times this week, threw his stuff out of the court. Done. But he thinks that it's possible that happened because the Supreme Court is afraid that there might be violence. There might be unrest in the country if they ruled in Trump's favor. I just can't think of anything more ridiculous than that. And, once again, here's the tendency of Trump supporters. And look, if you're a Trump supporter, if you voted for Trump and this doesn't apply to you, then don't take this personally. Because I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those Trump supporters who can't bear the news that Trump lost. And so they keep coming up with something new, some new reason, something new as to why it's going to change or why it hasn't happened. Yeah, so I'm getting a text here. Scoot, just an update. LSU beat Florida in Gainesville, 37-34. Yeah, I know. I mentioned that at the very beginning. In fact, I held off coming over from Instagram to my YouTube account because I wanted to watch the end of the game. And I mean, that was just like phenomenal. I mean, I was so proud of LSU. That was great. So anyway, getting back, you can notice that there are some Trump supporters that are just, they cannot bear the idea that Trump lost, and they're not believing it. And yet all the evidence is there that this was a fair and clean election. There's nothing there to dispute this. And yet they are still convinced. So you just, ignore them. This is America. They can believe what they want to believe. They can think whatever they want, but Joe Biden is going to become the winner when the electors vote on Monday, and then he'll be inaugurated January 20th. And Donald Trump is going to leave the White House. It's really that simple. And he becomes part of a small group of people who are one term US presidents. So it's real simple how it all happened. President Trump did not do anything but pander to his base. And I kept saying on my radio show during the campaign, Trump's base is not big enough to reelect him. He's going to have to attract moderate Democrats and moderate Republicans. And the truth is, a lot of Republicans voted for Republicans on the same ticket, and they didn't vote for Trump. There was nothing illegal or crazy about that. It was a fact of life. Red Guitar Nola says he's going to leave in handcuffs and a straitjacket. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but it's pretty crazy. In fact, if you think about it, those Trump supporters that want this to go in Trump's favor, no matter what, they're supporting the concept of a fascist government. And it's almost as if they're okay with a fascist government as long as President Trump leads the fascist government. But then if we turn over to become a fascist nation, then what happens when somebody else gets in office? So again, none of this makes sense. I think it is absolutely absurd to think that the Supreme Court ruled against Donald Trump twice, and the Kool-Aid Rudy Giuliani crowd ruled against them twice because they're afraid of unrest in the country. Could it be that they looked at the stuff and there was nothing there? Yeah, that's what I believe happened. Okay, so the truth behind the microphone. In the mid-'80s, when I was on B97, it's another scoop story. All these stories are true, by the way. I was on B97, and we had this contest on the air on my morning show. And you could win, it was for a couple, or was it two couples? It might have been two couples. Two couples got a chance to fly with me in a Lear jet to the Saints Cowboys game in Dallas. Had a limousine waiting for us in Dallas, Lear jet from Lakefront Airport to Dallas, limousine waiting for us, go to the game, come back. Well, here's the truth. I had two female friends with me, business associates, who were really, really hot. I invited two of them with me, and the two couples were with us as well. I gave my tickets to the pilots of the Lear jet and sent them to the game. And there were some great clubs in Dallas in the mid-'80s. One of them was named Cahoots. I forget the name of the other one. But Cahoots in the mid-'80s was the first place that I ever saw music and videos, 80s music and videos together on the dance floor and all around the place. The first time I saw videos in use, and maybe it's been that way elsewhere, but this was the first time I saw it. And I just thought it was so cool because, you're dancing to Duran Duran and you're watching Duran Duran in the Duran Duran video. And it was one video after another. Every song that you danced to had a video. So I went with these two girls and we went out dancing. And the pilots went with the two couples to the Saints Cowboys game. But now back then, this was a time when going out dancing with two attractive women was more fun than going to a Saints game. Now today, if that happened today, I'd go to a Saints game. But it just goes to show you how times have changed. I appreciate you joining me here. If you haven't become a subscriber, it's free. I hope you will become a subscriber here. And this, again, is used as an extension of my radio show. And it just gives us a chance to go beyond the radio a little bit here and talk beyond the hours of 1 and 4. And I remind you to tune in, join me on my radio show on WWL 870 AM, 105.3 FM. That's in New Orleans and the Gulf South. But you can also download the app radio.com. It's free. Download radio.com and type in WWL. That's WWL. And I'm on the air 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, Central Time in the afternoon. And, there's a possibility that, maybe you haven't found a show like my show yet. because I do find us to be a little different for talk radio. And I spent a lot of my life in music radio before moving to talk. And so music is a part of our show. The bumper music, the music that bumps us in and out of breaks, is a very important part of our show. And we put a lot into the bumper music. My senior studio producer, Ian Hoke, and myself, we work hard on the show. And I'm going to recommend it because I think you might like it. And again, download the app, radio.com, and feel free to call the show. I give out the number constantly, the text number, the talk line. Feel free to call the show. Become part of it. It's Monday through Friday, 1 to 4 in the afternoon on WWL. Download the app, radio.com, and type in WWL. And this is in New Orleans. And I'm set up in a studio apartment. No, it's a one-bedroom apartment, but I have a studio in my apartment. So I guess that kind of makes it a studio apartment, right? Because of our corporation pandemic protocol, we're all doing our shows from home. And so I'm doing my show from a studio that I'm setting up in my apartment. And this is the first time I get to use my brand new mic. So I'm really, really excited. And I'll be using this on the air on Monday. And I just got another comment from Red Guitar Nola, says the mic sounds fantastic. Well, that's awesome. Because what I hear sounds really, really good. So my radio show is going to actually sound better starting Monday. I'm Scoot. Thank you for being with me here, Scoot on the Air. And if you haven't subscribed, just become a subscriber. We'll let you know when we've got something new going on. And I'm going to plan some shows. It's kind of hard with the pandemic because I've done 4 full shows on YouTube, and they included guests. And we were out having dinner during the interview. So, it's still posted along with the many other videos that I've done here. So thanks for being with me. Another episode of The Truth Behind the Microphone. I'm Scoot. Have a great evening.